Have you ever had a preconceived idea about someone you didn't know that well, like secretly judging them for characteristics you thought you observed, only to find out you were completely wrong? Kind of humbling, isn't it? Well, my guest today says that's how she viewed Jesus, through the lens of many different people's views as well as life experiences, but she was wrong. Jami Amerine, thank you for coming.
Thank you so much for having me.
I think this is so common. You know, we judge Jesus by maybe the church we grew up in, the people that we know, pop culture even, just ideas we kind of get, you know, and or even sometimes how we were just our parents, like because they're authority figures, we think God's like our parents. And if our parents weren't great, you know, we think bad things about God. So how does this happen?
Well, I think it's easy to do because like we're sitting here talking, so you get to know me, but really and truly because there's the mystery of God. You can't or don't sit down and just get to know him. So there's always somebody explaining him to you. There's always these preconceived notions. And with me, what I realized is he was an awful lot like me, which was kind of disappointing because all the thoughts that I had about different people and different situations that I went through, things I believed about myself, things that I was hard on about myself, those are the things that I really clung to as his character. And that's actually really very sad because he came to give us life abundant, and instead it was just a task list of things that I knew I needed to change about myself, and I thought he felt the exact same way.
That's why I think a lot of people avoid Christianity, avoid God, whatever, because they're pretty sure he's going to have a list. The very first thing he's going to say to them is, okay, you know, we need to talk, right? So they're like, we don't want to talk to you.
Right.
So let's go through some of the ideas you had about Jesus. One of them was fifth grade Jesus. Who is fifth grade Jesus?
Fifth grade Jesus is my favorite Jesus to talk about because I think so many people just go, oh yeah, that, yes. But fifth grade Jesus, when I was in the was supposed to be in the fifth grade, I finished the fourth grade, we moved, and we moved to a new community, and the community just embraced us. And I had a gang, and I was so excited, and I was gonna be in the fifth grade and Sunday school and all of these wonderful things. And I got baptized and saved, and then it was time to register for school, and my mom and dad took me to register, and the counselor said she has to be held back to the fourth grade. And I'd just been baptized and saved, and I had this gang of soon-to-be fifth grade friends, and I went and told them, you know, I'm gonna be in the fourth grade, and they never spoke to me again. And I hold no grudge of that. They were children, and I wasn't in their grade, so why would they hang out with a fourth grader? But I really did, from that point on, it was like, that must be Jesus. I'd just been baptized and saved. They were my first real idea of this Christian sisterhood, brotherhood. And I thought, you know, until I get better grades and fit in, I'm not part of that.
You talked about so many different Americanized Jesus, you know, the one where like everything will always go our way and life will be perfect. There's so many other ones, but Scare Me Up Jesus, that's the one that caused you to break up with God. We only have a minute and a half left in this first part. Tell me about that.
Scare Me Up Jesus was really just, it's actually another way I refer to him as if then Jesus. If I do this, then this won't happen. If I do foster care, adopt, volunteer, if I'm a good girl, then he will make sure nothing bad happens. And then when something bad happens, I was crushed by that, and I was undone by it, and I couldn't figure out him. But it was because that's how I operated, and we operate in this, you know, if I do this, then he'll do this. Well, then he didn't. I was so sad by that, and I was afraid of him, and so I just always say, you know, I just shoved him back into the prayer box so that he wouldn't pop out and do something awful to me or to my kids or to my family.
So this breaking up moment, what was that?
The breaking up moment had a lot to do with just a series of very bad things, and I just kind of was like, you know what, I think I'm done. I think I'm done pursuing. I'm doing all the good things I can do. And yes, you know, I drink too much coffee, and sometimes I cuss, and sometimes bad things happen, but I can't keep up. I can't do what he needs me to do. And if bad things are gonna keep happening, then why don't I just drink plenty of coffee and do not whatever I want, but just a moral compass without trying to please him. It was just like, I think I'm done with that.
It's exhausting trying to live up to
exhausting.
this judgmental Jesus. Yeah, I totally get that. And I don't think you're alone. And I think there's people watching who said, I've done that or I'm doing that. So we're going to continue this conversation and find out what happened next. When we come back, we're also going to answer the question, how would Jesus look to you if you could separate him from the Christians, the non-Christians, everyone who ever let you down, broke your heart, or crushed your spirit? Stay tuned.